Hi, so I'm a very big Studio Ghibli fan. I've been watching the movies for a very long time, and I've also been eating this candy for a very long time. And I just wanted to go over history of the candy, what they provide, what is still available today. So we pretty much have the past, present, and the future. And I just wanted to go over, you know, the whole culture, or not culture, just, it came from this movie, and I just want to go over it. Here's some of the movies I've got growing up watching a lot of the Studio Ghibli stuff, and just want to show this off real quick. They had a foil, so the swords look kind of cool. But yeah, Studio Ghibli made this movie called Grave of the Fireflies, and to not provide any spoilers, it's a very sad movie. And at the time of production, since they were used to things like My Neighbor Totoro and other children's movies, people were not happy the first reception of this. But this movie features this candy tin, and we'll go and show that. And there's the company. But yeah, it features these two characters, and there the younger one is with the candy. And that's what the tin looked like in the movie. And they did multiple releases of this limited edition tin color. But this is the company that sold it, and that's their logo and such. That's their kind of seal. So they come sealed. This is the small size. And keep note, Sakuma's drops. But yeah, that's what the old tin looks like. And there's the other side of the tin, and then you can still get them. They are very expensive on eBay, but you can get the same tin that's featured in the movie. But this is the candy here. And this has also been discontinued, unfortunately. But do not fear. I mean, you're not missing out if you just became a Studio Ghibli fan. And here's the rundown. So the company was one company. After the war, it split into two companies, and that's what we have here. This is the first company right here, and this is the second company. Now, this is a limited edition Demon Slayer tin, so I don't have what they normally look like, but it's still good enough to show you differences with this open tin right here. So it's taller, and it has this green border always. And where's that logo here? Here's a logo of a ship. Here's a logo of another ship. And I guess it's hiragana or katakana. It talks about it here a little bit. But yeah, the same company, split apart. But the main difference is this has some flavors that this one doesn't have, and vice versa. Mainly, there is mint and chocolate in this one, and they're interesting flavors. The mint's a very nice mint, and the chocolate, it's warm. I don't know why that is, but I think a lot of cocoa products, they can be warm in the mouth. And yeah, it's pretty unique for hard candy that's not a fruit flavor. And then, yeah, how do I want to do this? Yeah, I'm gonna open some up and you'll see what they look like. So I want to show you the classic tin version, how they look like out of the tin, and I want to show you this is a newer product that came out along the line, and it's bagged and individually packaged, and this is what I'm going to show you the whole flavor array from, because they're you'll see why in a minute. All right, I'm gonna put my phone on the rest wherever I set that down. And then do I have anything else here? No, that's it. I can go back to Grave the Fireflies. Where do I have my stand? Oh, there it is. Alrighty, so use like a coin or something to pry it up. Not a big deal. Let me try to get this up and cued nicely. So I just use a coin. I got a quarter or whatever. Pry it up. Oh, and I also have some desiccants from like random pills or whatever. Keep the candy good because it is discontinued. Oh, I didn't cover that. 1 second, I'm so sorry. It's been discontinued in 2023. They stopped production right down here, yeah. And then back to it. Get some of these out of there. It's just desiccant. I want to keep this candy good. So yeah, that's how it comes out of the package. It's like this. With a lot of drop candy, how it works is with US drop candy, unlike Japanese, they had a sugar shortage, so they stopped during World War II. But how with a lot of US drop candy is the rollers are made of brass, and those are melted down in the casings. And there's an interesting YouTube channel called Displays of Confection, and they're based in Tallahassee, Florida, and they actually restore and collect some of these old rollers because there's not many of them out still. And it's pretty interesting, but they're rough on that. They look rough right now. But if you were to like lick it and stuff, then it turns clear. And I'll just show you some clear examples without having to like put my mouth on all of them. But yeah, I'm gonna drop these back in. But that's the tin experience, you know. And it's really no different from these. This one's empty, but it's just there's a slight change in flavors, but it's mostly fruits, except there's no mint and chocolate. That's the only thing where you can be like, oh, I missed out, oh, I missed out. It's not a big deal, but it is unique. All right, let me rest these up and let me pop a bag open. When I heard they were going out of business or closing, I did buy a few of them just to have, and I have been storing them nicely with like desiccants and vacuum sealed containers. Not vacuum sealed, just like good containers. Yeah, so this is the bag. Oh, I need to keep it like this. That was bad. But this is the bag. And it, oh yeah, here it shows you all the flavors. But yeah, the mint and the chocolate are what's pretty unique here. Oh, does that feature the old tin? No. Okay. Cut this open. These are individually packed candies. Get this open here. And I'll get one of each flavor out here. But yeah, I always grew up going to my local Japanese grocer and getting these with a bunch of other candies, and I always grew up watching the movies. So I just want to like document this stuff so people don't like feel bad or be punished just for getting into it later in life. I mean, at the end of the day, it is just candy, but you know, it is part of the experience. All right, I think I got at least one of each there. Sorting them out. So I try to keep the camera angle down. Not so bored while I do this. And as you can tell, I'm not used to doing this stuff. And I think that's just about it. Alright, here. So here are the one flavors, and I'll open a couple just so you can see them. So we got strawberry there. Moving on, apple, green, grape purple, orange, orange. Oh, there it is. This is orange. Pineapple, lemon. Lemon's just clear. It's got a slight yellow tone to it. And the interesting ones are the chocolate and mint. And yeah, let me open them up so you can see the texture patterns on them. Because these drop candies, they'll have like a look to them. All right, let me get these open. Try adjusting my camera. And hey, we're back. The video stopped recording for some reason. I don't know why. We'll get there. But yeah, I opened up the candy and we got all these shapes, and I did 2 lemons. So something to note is, even though the strawberry shape is a strawberry, it is the lemon flavor. They kind of just use the shapes however. But I couldn't find in this whole bag here this shape, which definitely was in the candy. So I don't know what's with that. Maybe the roller went bad, at the end of production. I don't know. But yeah, those are these shapes. And I was talking about how the main takeaway is these 2 flavors, the mint and the chocolate, have been discontinued. And it is not carried on by this brand, which is still in production. But then these guys came out, Moringa, and I just found these at the store. So I was in the middle of popping these open when I realized I wasn't recording. And it looks like that these have the mint and the chocolate, which would be the whole experience. You got a Japanese tin candy, and it's got mint and chocolate. I just got it open and realized I wasn't recording. But yeah, here, we'll get into it. So now I'll be able to actually compare the flavors and tell you, hey, is this like the original? But yeah, here, let's get these open. And I also was talking about this great tool. I have an old ice pick. You find a lot of these and they have wood handles, and the wood doesn't usually keep up over time, or sometimes they have a coating that's flaking off. But ice picks are a really good tool, and this one in particular had a metal handle, and it says soda water, Crystal Ice Company. And what's that say? Hilona water, service quality. But yeah, that's what I used to pry this off. Yeah, Moringa. And what's interesting is this is just a paper label, but it is pushed into that tin. There is no purchase on that compared to this tin right here. You see that? You can get under there. And the Brother Company. So you will actually have to pry it up without hurting yourselves with so don't use a sharp knife. A butter knife would suffice. Yeah, get these open. And yeah, here, I'm gonna push these over to the side. Yeah, they're getting sticky already because they're old. Let's dump some of these out. And this would be good explanation of see how they're coated? It's because the broken up sugar from when they're getting molded does that. But yeah, they got different shapes. And then it looks like there's a chocolate and a mint here. Couldn't tell what this is. No. Here, let me just dump these. I'm gonna set the camera down so I don't keep on jostling it around. There's a lot of broken up candy in there. I've never seen this before. It could be cornstarch. Well, that's it. I think this is probably the chocolate. So yeah, I just was trying the original chocolate flavor. I'll have to get this camera up. Bear with me, I'm no pro. And I'm not gonna be doing takes because if someone wants to know, they have to go through my learning process. Yeah, I imagine this is the chocolate one, and I'll tell you compare the flavors because that's really the only difference from what was discontinued. Let me see here. it's a bigger candy overall. It is. It is a bigger candy. It's a larger candy. And yeah, they do have a chocolate flavor. I can go back and forth with the one I have. I'm gonna swap it with the other one. It's kind of gross. I like half sucked on candy out of camera, so I'm not gonna like expose you to that. It's chocolatey. Let me try this one. Well, of course it's chocolatey. It's chocolate candy. Back to the original. It's kind of hard to tell you how different they are. Which I guess is a really good thing, because that means that you can still enjoy it as like was in the movie. Let me go back. But yeah, I mean, I don't know where else you could try a chocolate hard candy. Yeah, these and these both sell it. I think they're really similar, except I don't like to report that this the new one, it kind of has I don't know, like it's like chocolate syrup more than cocoa powder, if that makes sense. And that's probably just me being biased from always growing up having these ones. But I do believe that these ones do give you the, experience of a hard candy chocolate, but I do not believe it is the same. I can't quite tell you if it's worse though. I'm gonna grab a drink of water so I can give it accurate take on it. Let's see here. Give it one last go between the original now. And something to talk about too is some of these old movies, they do have something that like you can't just get on Netflix. Like they have special features. Some have interviews, which I think some of the interviews will be on YouTube. But notably, Nausicaa is very interesting because if you're in animation, they do two versions of this movie. In one of them, it's just the raws, or like just the raw sketches without any of the painted colors. And it is an interesting thing to watch if you're really into studying animation. And it was very interesting that they just showed that. I'd never seen that before. But there's the regular one. And then this one, it's the same movie. Or wait, I'm pretty sure it says bonus features, but it's the same movie just shown in the raw sketches before it was all painted and colored in. Because all this art, it's done on clear plastics, and then it's painted on. It's all paint, which is quite interesting. And what is kind of sad is with other animation production techniques, the cells which make up the movie, they didn't make it over time. They graded, and it's very hard to find Studio Ghibli production cells, which is like the holy grail of things done in animation. And a lot of times it's very hard to maintain just because they're off-gassing all these chemicals as they're decomposing, because they weren't ever meant to be archived. And yeah, I think my final take is this new tin gives you the whole shebang. It's Japanese tin candy. It's got the same fruit flavors, except for We got lime instead of lemon. But the chocolate is just more syrupy in nature rather than cocoa-y. Which it's really fine. And you get to have the whole gist of all that. Chocolate hard candy. But yeah, don't really see where there's mint. But they do show pictures of it. That's bizarre. So they show white candy and then there's none here. Maybe this new batch just didn't have any mint. And it only had essentially 2 chocolates. Huh. Yeah, there's no mint for me. There's no mint for me to even sample here. But yeah, that kind of wraps up the candy portion. Maybe I'll talk about some of the movies and such at this point. But yeah, I'm gonna pack up the candy while I talk about some of the movies. But I don't need to wash my hands. So how do I want to do this now? Yeah, do like this. I don't know if this got cut out, but just to go over it real quick. This is Tamaka. It's Japanese version of like Hot Wheels and stuff. They have suspension. That's the gimmick. There's suspension here. And the Kitten Bus. And this is the Weeble Wobble. And I have this in 3 of the Totoros. Let's see what else here. I think that kind of wraps it up. I mean, I don't want to cut the video too short, even though it's like 20 minutes long, just a guy talking about candy. But yeah, you should watch all his movies, and they're great. And I did see the newest one. Actually, I got to see it on my birthday. It did a one-day early airing in IMAX only, Boy and the Heron. And that was a treat, except it was very different from all his other movies. His other movies were magical, whimsy, and such, and this was way more surrealism. And it was just a different take from Miyazaki that I haven't seen before. And it was still good. It did have some comedy that was interesting. And, oh, I don't want to act like I forgot about the mint. Like, it's mint. There's nothing to really cover. But the chocolate is what's bizarre. Yeah, I don't really know if I have any other closing thoughts. Now that I'm looking over my movies, I'm probably going to go, maybe I'll watch the Yamadas again. I don't normally rewatch movies, but Studio Ghibli's the only ones I rewatch. But not that often. I don't think I see the same one more than once in the same year. I don't even think I even watch them every year. Each one. I maybe see one a year at this point in life. My plan, I'm going to Japan in the near future, and I'll be definitely going to his parks. He has 2 of them. I don't know if I need to go to both, but I'll definitely be going to one. And what's really cool about those parks is they screen limited edition movies. Or not limited edition, like they're only shown at Ghibli parks. And he's about 12 films, and they're only shown, like they show 1 film per every month or every 2 months or however it goes. Except one of them did get leaked, and it was a cam rip. And this guy that I'm talking about who did the cam rip leak is probably sitting in jail for life. I don't know for sure, but he is, and I got to see this one film called Mine and Kitten Bus. And it was Totoro right here. It was from this movie. It's based off a little kitten instead of a cat bus, and it's got May. And it was cute. You know, it did stink that it was a cam rip that was shaky and yada yada. But literally, your only options are this can rip or going to Japan at the right time. So it was cool to see in any form, to be honest. But yeah, I'm very excited. I'll be planning the trip when I get some medical stuff sorted. Once it's sorted, I'm gonna get the heck out of Ohio. That's for sure. Trying to think what else about these candies. It's the small size. They had a larger, and then they did the bags. The bags was only in the last couple of years of production, if I recall right. And I like the bag candy. And you know, I think that's it. Alrighty. Well, peace.